Now we're going to do the steam bending of the comb on the back of the chair. This is the blank we're going to use for that, and as you can see, it has a trapezoidal cross section. It'll be thicker at the bottom and thinner at the top of the comb. We're going to bend it first and then cut it into its decorative shape after it's bent. And to do the bending, we're going to place it in this bending form, this very crudely made bending form. It's not flat cut. This is beveled to the same angle as what the blank is cut to, so it'll fit square. These are to keep it from wanting to slide off after it's under clamping pressure, and I cut these notches in to accommodate the clamps so that they'll be grabbing it square like that. On this snowy day, we're going to do some steam bending. And let me show you how I'm set up. We go from the wood stove, the woodworking shop, to the kitchen. And we have our blank that we'll be bending. We have our pot on the stove filled with water. We have our steam chamber, very crudely made. It has a section that rests on the pot, the recessed groove to fit around the lip of the pot. It's made to just barely fit our blank of wood. You don't want a lot of excess room in there. Inside there's a couple of little pieces of wood for it to sit on, so it's not resting flush on this surface. It's raised up so steam can get all around the piece of wood. We have our crudely made steam bending jig with the clamps to hold the wood on there. And the reason why this is on the floor is because I'm actually going to use the strength in my legs to bend the wood. I'm going to clamp one end in, stand it upright, and use my foot to bend the wood down and then clamp the other side. I've broken several pieces and had some failed attempts at this, so I've learned by trial and error, plus the help from Tracy Fiegel, who's a local wood artisan. I'll put a link to his website in the description, because Tracy kind of heard the trouble I was having and he gave me some really good coaching. So I have him to thank for 2 successfully bent pieces of wood. So I'm waiting for my water to boil, and you don't need the water to boil vigorously the whole time. You just need it a nice rolling simmer so that steam continuously comes out the other end. I'm going to wait till it starts steaming before I put the wood in, and then I'm going to take a napkin or a towel or something to block off this end of it. Not completely, but you just want the steam barely trickling out. The rule of thumb is 1 hour per inch of wood, and our stock is 1 inch thick at the thickest end. So at the half-hour mark, we're going to pull it out and swap sides just so it's evenly steamed. And at the 1 hour mark, it's showtime. I'm going to get down here, and it's always an awkward thing with lots of cursing to get the thing aligned, because you don't have a lot of time to get that thing bent. You know, maybe a minute, if that, before it cools off too much to bend. So far my track record is 3 broken pieces to 2 bent. So if I do it right today, that brings my batting average up to 500. So cross your fingers. Okay, we're at the point where we have steam coming out this end, and you got to stick your hand in there and it has to feel hot before you put your wood in. So here we go. Then you just take a napkin or a rag, whatever, and just kind of loosely, you're not really stopping up the hole, you're just kind of slowing down the escape of the steam. And now we wait half an hour. Okay, we're at the halfway mark, so I'm going to turn the wood around inside the chamber. I notice my windows aren't steamed up too much, which lets me know that I'm not boiling it too hard. If you're boiling this so vigorously that your windows steam up, you're boiling it too hard. You definitely don't want to run out of water in the middle of this. 30 minutes to go. So with just a few minutes of steaming left to go, I want to set up my area. I want to get everything set to go because I have to move very quickly once I get underway. I got my clamp. I almost want to practice my movements once I get going. Put the piece here, set the clamp on, tighten it, screw it in, upright it, use my foot to bend the wood. Because it's so easy to fumble with these clamps. Gotta get everything right so it's set to go. You just got a few minutes left to go, and this is where you psych yourself up. Just heard the beeper for the steaming to be done. Here we go. Wish me luck. That side down. I think I got it. I don't even think I need a clamp in the middle. It's shaped to the form perfectly. Almost perfectly. It's too late. It's lifted up a little bit here. But I think it's close enough. Most importantly, it didn't break. And I made it long enough so there's going to be lots of trim on the ends. So it's only the middle part I'm really concerned with here. I think it took.